had this dream once. I would really love to work with athletes, especially some of our young athletes who have an awful lot of money but struggle sometimes around character issues. I would really love to be in a position, I had this dream, a long time ago, 10, 15 years ago. I'd really love to be in a position to help them, pray with them, maybe speak to them, give them a word that, a word from Scripture that will encourage them. Well, but as a little, poor boy, from, North Carolina and so forth, but I did have the dream. Mm-hmm. Long story short, one day, a young lady from Chicago joins the church. She has a friend. She invites this friend to church. The friend happens to be an assistant coach of one of the professional football teams, New York Giants. And the friend eventually invites me to come and talk to the New York Giants. And now I've talked to the New York Giants, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Carolina Panthers, the Cleveland Browns, the Cincinnati. And I'm telling you, it is the way it is. When you walk in the promise of God, if you believe that God has a promise in your life, and all of us here have been born with something that will make a difference in other people's lives. See, promise-driven people. See, you can learn your purpose and still be all about yourself. But God's promise for your life, which is the prescription, which is the difference you were born to make, God's promise for your life is always other-centered. It's never about you. And that's the biggest impact that you will make. You will make your biggest impact based upon God's promise for your life, because God's promise for your life is always other-centered. And when people who are other-centered, and the people in Scripture, you see, who are other-centered are the heroes of Scripture. Moses didn't need all that headache from all those people, but God spoke to him through a burning bush, and he went and sacrificed his life for the leadership of his people. The same with David, the same with Joseph. Joseph didn't need all that trouble that he went through. His own brothers conspiring against him, being sold into slavery, being thrown into a dungeon for something he didn't do, being falsely accused of rape and molestation. But he took all of that so that he could be positioned to help not only the very people who hurt him, but the rest of the known world. That's being promise-driven. That's promise-driven.
Dr. Thurman Evans, everybody! Yeah! From purpose to promise-driven life. Go to his website and find out more about that book. It's always a joy and a blessing to have you on TBN with me.